Getting us over on YouTube. Welcome everyone. It's 11:30. It's time to go live with our pro tip for today and cover some team building concepts, trainings, tips, and also take your questions. So my name is David Rutz. Welcome everybody. If you're here and this is your first time, thank you for joining us today. My goal is to encourage and support. All of our goal at DAC is to encourage and support your agency growth. That would mean your customer acquisition. It would also mean the success of your agency getting customers. In the end, someone says yes to joining DAC to earn money being a broker with us, helping clients. And if you build a team, your goal is that they'll earn money. You're trying to extend to them this opportunity. So, my pro tip for you today is um, when you're building your agency, you want to focus on the earnings potential of our broker opportunity. Focus on the earnings potential just by getting customers. Just by getting customers. Forget the team overrides for a minute. If you can focus on the fact that a person can start with us as a broker and they can make up to 80% of bonus revenue, or just call it, 5 or 6% of a loan, even if it's just 3 or 4% of a loan amount or a funding amount. And if the average funding for the people who are dedicated in doing this as a career is 80, $90,000, and you're making 4% of that, it's $3,200 of funding. And if you can get a couple a week, you can make $6,000 a week just by getting customers, right? So, is it easy to get 2 clients a week? No, but it's also not hard. It's fine tuning your dial to figure out how to be the source in your marketplace, how to have your marketplace, everybody know you as the funding guru, basically. Forget guru, the funding source, the point of contact for good revenue-based funding, the only type of funding most businesses can qualify for. I mean, some can qualify for term bank loans, some can qualify for SBA loans, some can qualify for equipment finance, some can qualify for lines of credit at their bank. I mean, yeah, 10% of the businesses can qualify for those things, but 90% can't. We're here to help the 90% who can't. We're not here to debate for the 10% who can whether our product's a good product. It's not a good product if you can get bank funding and you don't mind putting up collateral and you don't mind waiting a month. The banks are going to give you a better payment option, right? But if you don't pay it, they're taking your stuff, right? So there's higher risk, but lower price, higher risk to you, lower price to you. With our advances, we can get money for people who can't get at the bank. So when you become the source for that in your community, and you recruit people who want to be the source for that. This is what I wanted to talk about today. The pro tip is recruit people who want to earn a living helping clients get funding. Recruit people who want to do that. Don't recruit people who want to build a big team and build a network marketing group. Don't build people who just want to build a team and try to override it. Don't recruit a group of people who just want to buy things on auto ship. This is a professional brokerage. Insurance agency, if you don't want to get insurance customers, don't become an insurance agent. So if you own an insurance agency and I said to you, yeah, I don't really like to talk to customers about their insurance, do you even want to waste time having me join your agency? No. If you own a AAA brokerage and I don't want to talk to customers about their auto insurance, but I want to be an auto insurance agent. Why? Because I know you make a lot of money on all your agents, and I want to build an agency, but you don't want to talk to customers about their auto insurance? Not really. I'll do it once in a while just to qualify, but I don't really want to do that. But I want to build a big agency. What type of agent do you think is going to look up to you as their leader? What type of agent is going to be glad they're part of your agency when you don't want to talk to customers about their auto insurance and you want me to talk to customers about auto insurance? You can see that wouldn't be a good AAA agent. Well, now extrapolate that back to yourself and who you're recruiting into DAC. My thing, I'm going the compensation structure ladder with personal commissions being the biggest source of commission is personal commissions on your own personal clients, and then personally enrolled broker overrides being the second biggest commission. Those are the two focuses. And so I want to find people who want to earn a living getting people business funding. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for people who just want to try to build a team of 1,000 people and nobody gets clients, right? They should go join, Amway or someone who's been around 40 years and doing 8 billion in sales, marketing consumer products, and everyone just buys $300 worth of stuff a month and recruit a bunch of people buy $300 a month. That's not an insurance agency. That's not a real estate agency, and that's not a business funding agency. That's a buying club with a bunch of people who are in the buying club, right? Which is fine. They do billions. It's a great business. But this business is for people who want to make a living or at least make some good part-time money helping people get business funding. That's who you're looking for. So the pro tip today is lead with the commissions, lead with a career in business funding. Lead with a career in business funding. Lead with a career in business funding. If someone can fine tune the dial and become the top 10% of our company, and by the way, in real estate, the top 10% sell 80%, 85% of all the homes sold are sold by the top 10%. 85% of the homes sold. 85% of our fundings are going to come from our top 10%. We're not going to change human nature and performance. The top 1% produce 15 to 20% of all homes sold in real estate are sold by the top 1% of agents. And they're usually selling between 75 and 100 homes a year. So that means they're selling 6 homes a month. And you got other people who can't sell 1 home a year. Who are you looking for? You're looking for you want to be the top 1% and you want to find the top 1%. And you'll make millions with us. That's why people can make a $500,000, million, and million and a half as a real estate agent just by selling homes. So you could make a $500,000 this year just by getting funding clients. You got to dial it in, but the product can't get better. The Bank Breezy product is the best product that exists because we've got the best lenders. This lender right here, On Deck Lending, you can't get an agreement with On Deck Lending. No one can get an agreement with On Deck. We got lenders who want to refer clients to On Deck Lending, and you can't get it. We got it. We've been with them 10 years. We're one of that. That's an award behind me there. So they don't give that award anymore. The founder of Giggle sent me that bottle 9 years ago, 8 years ago. He left On Deck to start Giggle. That's why he reached out and said, hey, what you're doing we could help a lot of people with our instant funding. I didn't know he sent me that bottle. He was on a Zoom one day and he goes, hey, wait a minute, zoom in on that bottle. Is that the On Deck Premier Partner bottle? He goes, that was my project. That was my idea. I'm the one who sent you that. And it was kind of a funny story. But the point is, our Bank Breezy funding product can't be beat because you can't get better pricing than what we can get from our providers without having to do 10 times the work. And even then, the only way you get better pricing is because you charge the customer less and earn a lower commission. And of course, you can't build a team with that model. You can't have an agency. So we've got the best career available in our space because you can earn the frontline earn the personal commissions, and you can build an agency. And that's why EXP became the world's largest real estate company and replaced Real Estate One, EXP. And that's why Real Estate is now one of the top. And that's why Keller Williams is one of the top. All they did was say, keep selling homes, but we'll allow you to build an agency team. Now, you got to pay money every month to be a broker, and you got to sell homes every month, and you got to do it. It's not easy. But hey, the people who are selling homes are going, quick, this is awesome. I can make great money selling homes and I can build a team. This is amazing. It's the same thing we're doing in business funding, and we're leading it. There's others who do it, but they're charging fees and they're really abusing. I mean, I only want to speak highly about people. I trust they mean well. I trust they mean well. But our brokers are joining our business, and I got a call today. Corky, I don't know if Corky's on or not. What a great call. I got a call early this morning, an unknown number. I grabbed it. Usually I don't. I was actually having a little Bible discussion time with my daughters and my wife. and the call came in. I thought maybe it was a call I was reached out to yesterday, so I grabbed the call, and it was Corky out of I think Kansas City. He says, "Hey, my name's Corky out of Kansas City. I just want you to know, I just got certified last night. I just want to tell you how exceptional that was and how I want to dance around the street. I want to run around the street, proud of that. And been in Fortune 500 company trainings. I just want to tell you that's spectacular. I'm proud of you. And I just wanted to let you know there's other people in the field that probably feel the same way. I just wanted to tell you that. That was spectacular. To have that, the certification is only elevating. And that's just the beginning. We haven't even got the curriculum loaded up. We're going to create the pros. Every lender is going to, well, they already want our brokers. They already want all of you because we're the only sales organization raising the game and requiring certification. You know how many people are violating the TCPA right now who work for companies getting them sued? How many times? DAC's been sued 6 times by broker behavior. And fortunately, we've not had any issues with that, but it's legal costs and all that responsibility. So the compliance is a critical thing. We're smart. We're doing it right. We're building to become a rocket mortgage of business funding. Now, recruiting tip is you want to recruit people who want to have a career. First of all, you want to have a career in business funding. Become the pro. There's no one doing it. If there's 300 billion going to be lent out in our revenue-based funding space, alternative capital advances, 384 billion next year. Just get 1% yourself. Build an agency that just gets 1%. There's no one else building agencies. There's a bunch of people starting new lenders. Everybody who works for a lender goes, oh, this is easy. I'm going to start a lender. Oh, this is easy. I'm going to start a lender. There's a bunch of people starting lenders and they offer 15% commission and we'll charge them 1.7 and they lie about, well, they offer high commissions, but you can never sell that. You can never sell that product because you're charging. The only way to sell a product with 15% commission is add that on to what you're charging the customer. Now they're like, come on, man. I can get this cheaper somewhere else. So there's all this baloney out there. But the point is, if there's 380 billion going to be done this year, how can you build an agency of 200 or 300 superstars and become the top 1% of the industry and do 10% of that 3 billion? People say, come on, Dave, come on. What are you talking about? Do you know there's agents at EXP that are in the top 1% of the country? And then they've recruited agents who are in the top 1% of the country, and they do a couple percent of all the homes sold between their teams. There's no reason you can't do that here. That's what we will have people who do that here, but we won't if we don't get people who believe it and build for it. So that means you've got to become a career of getting customers. You don't have to, but if you take this banner and you put it on and say, I'm going to earn a full-time living just by getting business funding customers, I'm going to honor God in doing it. I'm going to have integrity. I'm never going to upcharge a customer. I'm never going to abuse a customer. I'm never going to take advantage of a customer. I'm never going to have commission breath and just push the funding down someone's throat. I'm never going to do that. Man, I'm going to be the person people depend on in my town. And I'm going to recruit someone in the next door neighbor's town who's going to be dependent on. And I'm going to make sure I disciple that person. And I'm going to make sure I turn that person into someone who's got to find someone who's got integrity and connected, but make sure I give them all the support necessary to lead that town. And then I'm going to help between the two of us. We're going to go to the next town, and then we're going to go to the next town and the next town. And we're going to become the business funding source. When you think business funding in my town, you're going to think David Allen Capital and my name, whoever you are. When you think in your town, business funding, every bank manager needs to know you. Every bank manager needs to be comfortable with you. You don't have to, but if you want to make $500,000 this year, be that for your town. Be the go-to source. Let them know, hey, we got all the best products. We're going to get them the best pricing. We're going to get them the best offer. We guarantee it. We're going to take care of them. We're never going to push the funding down their throat. In fact, we're going to refer them to you, Mrs. Bank Manager, Mr. Bank Manager, if they're eligible, and we're going to let them know, hey, you may want to. I had a client who was approved for $400,000 funding with us and a line of credit of $100,000, and I asked her if she checked with her bank yet, and she said no. I said, because she said, I only want a line of credit. I don't need it till January. I said, before we sign you up on this, why don't you call your bank and find out whether your bank's offering lines of credit so that you can compare apples to apples. Because you're approved for one here. Here's the cost. Just call your bank. You've got till January, and let's see. They may tell you they don't offer them. I can tell you we've had a lot of bank people come to us who the bank gave them one and then pulled it. So just know the banks sometimes offer a line of credit, then pull it. It's like you're approved for 25,000 on your credit card, but month three they go, "Hey Sarah, we got to lower that down to 1,000. We're a little concerned about risk in the country, so we're going to lower it to 1,000." Wait a minute, I was counting on you to get 25,000. No, sorry, we had to lower it. That's what happens in the line of credit at big banks. They can do that at any time. Our funders have never done that. Doesn't mean they can't, but they never have. They give you a line of credit for 100 grand. You got 100 grand. Use it, pay it, use it, pay it, use it, pay it. It's sitting there. It's never been lowered despite what's going on in the industry. So I told her that. I said, but check with your bank. I reached out to her last week and I said, hey, by the way, have you heard from your bank? She goes, I haven't heard back from my bank yet. Haven't heard back from my bank yet. Try them again. Try them again because your application is expiring after 30 days. And it's this line of credit app was. Not all apps do. Don't think all apps do. But hers did. I said, check with your bank right away and let me know because I got to close this out. Or heck, set up the line of credit, take it. And even if you only put 3,000, 4,000 on it right now and pay it off, just to have it set aside. What it cost you a couple $100 in interest to take 3 grand, set it up, and then pay that 3 grand off right away? Cost you nothing. Set it up. But check with your bank. You know what she's done? I don't know her. It's one of your clients out there. I don't know whose it was, but I was the one working that on the internal deal. And that woman takes my call every time I call because she knows I'm looking out for her. Won't she refer people? If she's got a need for funding, she knows her bank hasn't called her back yet. And this other guy who's met online, who's encouraged to look at her bank. Now you may say, what is that? This is called long term. This is called, you know how many referrals that's going to turn into for that broker? That person knows that we got her back and we'll have anyone else's back that she refers our way. That's how you become a pro in this space and you never run out of traffic coming your way. Okay. So be that for your community and no one can touch you. And if you don't want to do that, then figure out another way to be productive at getting clients. But I'm telling you, you have a competitive advantage if you do what I just said. In your local community, you don't have competition. You have no competition in your local community. In fact, you have support network. You have support network. So recruit people who want to earn a career. That's the recruiting tip today is find people who want to earn a career, want to have a career in business funding, or they're already in it and they want to add, they're already in B2B sales and they want to add this to their tool belt. So they either want to lead with it or they want to add it. That's who you're looking for. You're looking for people who want to lead with it or add it. So if you got a new college grad and they're like, dude, I got to make money like today. And okay, well, this is commission only. So my encouragement, I wouldn't tell a college grad to become a real estate agent. You may sell a home in your first 6 months. You probably won't. It's probably going to take you a little time before you sell a home. So get a job, get your real estate license part-time afterward. That's what I would tell anyone coming out of college, wouldn't you? Or someone who's 20 years old. You want to make money in real estate as an agent? Great. Just don't count it on as you become a server at a restaurant to make your bills and get your license and go become a real estate agent in the evening and see, get after it. And eventually you can leave your serving job. I would tell the same thing for someone starting business funding. It's not because business funding you can't make real money immediately. You can. It's just not guaranteed. So I would tell people, go get a serving job. You're out of college, great. Go get a waiter job or waitress job, whatever you call it, and you'll make, $100 a day in tips, $50 to $150 a day in tips. It'll cover your bills and get your butt certified and get after being a great business funder. Every shift you're not at, turn it into a shift that you're at, but you're at it for your own business. You're not as shifted as a server, you're a shift as serving clients. So you're serving customers at your restaurant or you're serving clients for your brokerage. And eventually you won't need your serving job in the restaurant, but you'll need it until you have clients coming in. And now you've got a model. So someone who's never been in sales, hey, don't count on this as full-time commission. Count on it as part-time until you needle it in, dial it in, and bam, then you'll become a pro. As long as you stick through it and stick to it and stick to it and stick to it and learn, plan, do, measure, adjust, plan, do, measure, adjust, plan, do, measure, adjust, plan, do. You do that, eventually you'll unlearn all the stuff that you're doing wrong and you'll settle right into your anointing of a great service person for business owners. That's what you got to do. You got to unlearn stuff. It's not that you got to learn. You'll learn some basics. You'll know more about our funding than most people need to know in your first 2 days. What you got to do is unlearn the fears, unlearn the discomfort with rejection, unlearn the discomfort with not being able to answer a question, unlearn, right? Unlearn irresponsible behaviors. You don't have to learn a lot. Once you understand our funding, it's for 9 out of 10 businesses. They got growth fund needs. They got this minimum requirement. They got this and this. These are the things that could cause them to decline. They've already got an advance. They've got a default in the background. They got some crime on their record that causes concern, or they haven't been in business long enough. Okay, they got a bunch of bounce checks. They're going to get declined. Other than that, you pretty much know the business. Now unlearn all the stuff that's stopping you and get after it. So, pro tip for today: recruiting. Recruit people who want to make a living doing this. That's who you're looking for, and be that person. Be that person. If you're already making a living in sales, add this to your tool belt. So find people that want to make a living with it, or they're already making a living in B2B sales and they want to add this to their tool belt of discussions. So someone who wants to make a living, not doing sales today, but wants to make a living with our company, let's get them rolling, move them along, start them part-time, move them to full-time. Or they're already full-time B2B sales, add this to their tool belt. Those are the two people you're recruiting. Ambition to do it, already doing it, ambition to add it. Those are your target market right now for recruiting. And of course, they have to have integrity. That's all your focus is right now. That's who you're focused on. Now, you want 20 people like that, 20 personally enrolled people who are like that. You make $500,000 a year. 20 personally enrolled people like that, you make $500,000 a year. Now, why do you need to make $500,000 a year? Maybe you're like, David, hey, that may turn you on, but I'd say that frees you up to live a lifestyle of giving, of service, of travel, of being at home with your kids, at being able to go to the baseball game, of all that stuff. You got to build it. My house next door to my house right now, it's been a vacant lot for 22 years. Someone bought it. They're building a house there. And it's been going on now for months. Eventually it'll be done. Took a lot more time to get the foundation done than what once it's up, then all of a sudden there'll be like ants coming in. It'll be done in no time. But man, getting that foundation done was the tough part. That's what you're doing in your business right now. So build your foundation, 20 personally enrolled. Go for 20 personally enrolled agents if you need about 150 personally enrolled, 250 personally enrolled. They're always doing licensing training. They're recruiting hundreds of people in your local Century 21 office. Hundreds. So, but they're pros and they make $500,000 plus a year. So it's part of their business is retooling the agents who are going to make it, supporting and giving to everybody, encouraging everybody, training everybody, giving everybody a shot, and recognizing most are going to spin off. Here, they don't spin off with anything negative. Here, they don't lose money, but don't stop every week looking for the next superstar in your business, the next person who's going to not make you a bunch of money, but is going to change their life because you offer them this gift, who's going to help hundreds of businesses get access to the best cost funding. Look at the end product. Disciple those new brokers, and you'll have a successful agency. That's who you're looking for. What questions you've got or comments? The to-do list, you pretty much know. Make a list of who you know that's already in B2B sales, already doing it as a living career. Call them and ask them if they want to add business funding to their tool belt of offers. Who do you know that's ambitious, entrepreneurial, would love a sales career? This isn't selling to people who come to you. It's going out and being an impact maker in your community, a connector in your community. B2B marketing means you're going outbound. Now, some people would be great digital marketers and do inbound sales. That's great. I'm not saying you can't do that with us, but your competitive advantage is not online. There's already 100 lenders advertising online. If you own a business, you'd be getting hit with business funding ads on Facebook 20 times a week. There's already hundreds of people doing that. So unless you got $100 million budget and you want to compete with companies like On Deck who are doing billions a year in funding and spending hundreds of millions on advertising, unless you can outbeat them, build a YouTube channel. Maybe you'll do it. Build a TikTok. Maybe you'll do it, or just become your local Century 21 agent, your local community leader for business funding, and kick everyone's butt and make an impact and set people free and give people a career. Imagine celebrating 100 people who are making 100 grand a year in your agency. Imagine you built a team, personally enrolled, some of them enrolled people too, but you got 100 people making 100 grand a year. Come on, the amount of businesses you're helping, how fun that'd be. You create your own events, create your own cruises, create your own getaways, create your own barbecues where you create your own rings to give away to anyone who's making 100 grand. I mean, you're making $1 million, $2 million a year easy at that point. Heck, you'd probably be making 5 or 6 million a year. You could easily give away all kinds of stuff. And by the way, your agency is willable and sellable. This is your own agency. Just like if you build a Century 21, you own the agency. You can sell it. You can give it to your kids. It survives you. When you pass away, it goes to your family. You're not building a job here that ends when you end. You're building a business here that survives you and thrives long after you. You're building the foundation. Build it with the right principles, build it with the right long-term mentality, and it will survive you and carry on after you. All right. That's my soapbox. What do you got? Any questions or comments?
I don't see any questions, and anything in the chat has been answered.
Okay. We all know there's no biz op tonight, right? There's no biz op meeting tonight. And if you didn't see the sneak peek on the comp plan, email or watch yesterday's Leadership Live. You may want to go back and watch that. Go back and watch that if you haven't watched yesterday's Leadership Live. No questions at all. Any comments about anything said today? Nope. Okay. Visualize it. That's what I'm building. I know we'll have thousands of people who make hundreds of thousands a year. I know we'll have that. We got to get dozens before we have hundreds, and then we have thousands. And it's all going to start by everybody who's building a team focused on also getting clients. You may have a great partnership. You may have someone who you could partner with who their focus is traveling and team leadership, and your focus is customer acquisition. Recruit them into your team, build it. Let's go. But this is an agency, business funding. It's not a thing. It's $1 million business in the making for those who take advantage of it. We'll take care of the back end. You take care of the front end. Let's rock and roll. All right, guys, inflate the tires. The engine's running smooth. The airbags are installed. Let's rock and roll. God bless you all. Love you all. See you on the Wednesday.